Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the intense world of martial God Asura. If you're a fan of epic battles, martial arts, and a protagonist who rises from nothing to dominate, this is a story you don't want to miss. We'll be exploring its thrilling plot, powerful characters, and what makes it stand out in the world of cultivation novels. So sit back, grab your favorite snack, and let's enter the world of Azura. Chapter 221, Falling into a Trap. He's that brat who doesn't have eyes. After hearing those words, the surrounding people expressed a bit of shock. No wonder he dared to so arrogantly challenge Brother Gong. If he is able to mix into the heroic hunt with the cultivation of the 4th level of the origin realm, it seems that this boy still has a bit of skill. But some people also felt that Chu Feng was indeed not simple. When he heard that someone approved of Chu Feng, Gong Luyun coldly snorted and obvious dissatisfaction appeared on his face. Luyun, since this brat dares to come here to challenge you, he is simply looking to walk onto his road of death. I'll help you track him, and after he enters the Valley of 100 Bends, I'll help you finish off this brat. Seeing that, the alluring female pulled Gong Luyun to the side and said in a low voice, "Sister Wang is right. He can come in, but he will not come out." Just at that time, the group of people gathered together and some killing intent emerged onto their faces. This isn't too good, right? When he saw that, Gong Luyun hesitated a bit, but he did not refuse. Brother Gong. When people like him fight with you, you only need one strike to make him disappear like a strand of smoke. Killing him is only a matter of time. However, these kinds of people are like dogs. If you don't slaughter him, perhaps he would jump out and bite you. So, do not be too kind towards people like him, and it's best to finish him off earlier. Seeing that Gong Luyun had some hesitation, some people started to urge him one after the other. Then sorry to trouble all of you. I, Gong Luyun, will remember everyone's loyalty and I will certainly repay all of you in the future. Some people were on friendly terms with Gong Luyun, so he didn't push it away anymore. He only clasped his hands together towards the crowd with a touched face. Just the work of raising a hand. After Gong Luyun expressed that, the group of people were incomparably happy. After all, from what they saw, even if Chu Feng had talent, he was only a little character. It was simply too easy for them to kill Chu Feng. However, if they killed Chu Feng, their relationship with Gong Luyun could be advanced to another stage. That brought along quite a few benefits, so naturally, they did not shrink away from it and they wanted to finish off the trouble in Gong Luyun's place. The heroic hunt was quite special. Many hunts started in the morning, but this heroic hunt was fixed to start when the sun came down. After almost a day of long waiting, the sun finally descended from the tall skies down to the West Mountains, and the grand occasion that happened once a year in the Azure province, the heroic hunt, was finally going to start. There were many people who joined the heroic hunt and there were at least several thousand people. However, after that number of people entered deep into the Valley of 100 Bends, they disappeared like a stone thrown into an ocean because the Valley of 100 Bends was simply that vast. So, if someone had ill intents towards a certain person, they had to tail that person in the instant they entered the Valley of 100 Bends. Otherwise, it was like fishing a needle in an ocean if they wanted to find a person in the Valley of 100 Bends. Coincidentally, behind Chu Feng were a group of people who were exactly like that. There were roughly 20 people in that group and many of them were at the 1st level of the profound realm. Several people within the group were even at the 2nd level of the profound realm. Some people in that group even had spirit power, so they could lock onto Chu Feng but not expose themselves. But all of that was useless. Chu Feng already discovered them when they thought that they were tailing him undetectably and were waiting for the time to finish him off. No matter how better their concealment was, they had no way of escaping Chu Feng's Greycloak World Spiritist's detection power. Actually, not only did Chu Feng discover Gong Luyun and the others who were in the young generation, he also discovered some people in the old generation. Those old people secretly followed Gong Luyun and the others. They were undoubtedly there to hiddenly protect Gong Luyun and the others to prevent them from meeting any unnecessary troubles. Chu Feng was not afraid when he faced that. Rather, everything was within his expectations. The reason why he showed himself to greet Gong Luyun after he discovered where his whereabouts were was because he wanted Gong Luyun to have killing intent towards him. So, that way, Gong Luyun would follow him to a more desolate location before attacking him. The reason why Chu Feng participated in the heroic hunt was not for the profound medicine. It was to kill Gong Luyun. So, if he wanted to find a place where he would not be disturbed in order to kill Gong Luyun, he had to lead Gong Luyun and the others to a place where he himself felt satisfied, and not where Gong Luyun, who was secret-tailing him, felt satisfied. Whoosh feeling that the time was almost right, a flash appeared under Chu Feng's feet and he used the Imperial Sky technique. Instantly, his speed increased by several times and after a blink, he disappeared from the palms of Gong Luyun and the others. Damn it. This brat's speed is too quick and I lost him. Suddenly, the alluring female stopped her steps forward and she lightly frowned. Really? Sister Wang, you're a world spiritist. You lost that damn brat. Everyone understood what happened after hearing those words. Is it possible that we were discovered by him? Someone suggested that suspicion. That's possible. After all, he also has spirit power and he was accepted as the final disciple by my Azure Dragon School's Zhuge Liuyun. However, I never would have thought that he could discover that Sister Wang was following him. Gong Luyun gravely said. Now what? Someone raised a question. What else? The person is lost, and in addition, when the sky goes dark, it would be too difficult to try and find him. What we should do now is to go deeper in to find profound medicine. Someone suggested. Millimeter. It seems that we can only do that. Although they were extremely unwilling to, at that moment, they agreed to break up. Brother Gong, don't worry. If that brat meets me, Fu Xiaojie, I will certainly help you finish him off. A male who had a rather rough appearance clasped his hands towards Gong Luyun. Thank you, Brother Fu. Gong Luyun smiled, but he could not conceal his disappointment. After knowing Chu Feng's extraordinariness, he became more and more uneasy. Especially after meeting him again. He felt that he could absolutely not give Chu Feng any more time to continue developing. Or else, when the day of the arranged battle arrived, the person who would need to suicide would be himself. Everyone, I will take my leave now. The rough-looking male who called himself as Fu Xiaojie clasped his hands again, then hurriedly rushed deeper in. Everyone, I, Gong Luyun, have remembered all your good intentions. The Valley of 100 Bends has ample resources, and since everyone came here, you must have good harvests. Don't waste any more time here and let us scatter. Even though he was disappointed, Gong Luyun still smiled towards everyone to express his gratitude. Whoosh however, just at that time, a strong wind suddenly lifted up and a black silhouette abruptly came flying over. With lightning speed, it rushed out from the forest and at the end, it landed next to Gong Luyun and the others. What's this? Everyone was surprised at that change and they even thought that it was a monstrous beast attacking. So, they quickly backed away to the side. However, when they cast their gazes at the black silhouette, not a single person's face did not change greatly as fear emerged onto their faces. That black silhouette was not a monstrous beast. It was a person, and it was even a person they were familiar with. It was Fu Xiaojie who just left first. But at that instant, Fu Xiaojie's brain already left his neck. There were several big, bloody holes dug out from his chest and all of the organs in his body were no longer there. As for his brain, it was stuffed into the bloody holes in his chest. His death was abnormally horrifying. Chapter 222, Gold-Armored Old Man. What happened? Who did this? Fu Xiaojie's death was too terrifying. Even though the people who were on scene were ruthless, and even though every single person had touched blood before and every single person had life debts that they carried on their backs, when they saw that scene, they would tremble even though it wasn't cold and chills would go down their spines. Fu Xiaojie was a person at the first level of the profound realm. Who could kill him in such a short period of time with such cruel methods? There wasn't even any cry of pain, so how scary would the person who killed him be? Whoosh. Just at that time, 3 aged figures rushed out from the forest behind the crowd. They were people from the old generation who hiddenly protected the young generation group. Since the 3 of them heard a cry of surprise earlier, they determined that something must have happened. When they saw that scene, they also tightly frowned and their faces changed greatly. Lord Elders, it's great that you've come. There are dangers in this valley of 100 bends. After seeing the three old people, Gong Luyun and the others quickly went close to them. Although the three old people came from different schools, all of them had the cultivation of the 5th level of the profound realm. That kind of strength was not weak within the Azure province. So, after they appeared, the terrified core disciples were as though they saw their savior. What kind of person dares to do this type of thing? One of the elders yelled his throat out from the direction that Fu Xiajie flew out from. Rustle 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 immediately after he spoke, stepping sounds gradually rang out. A person was slowly nearing from the dusky forest. In that instant, everyone's heart were raised to their throats. Gong Luyun and the others stood behind the three elders and without moving their eyes away, they stared forward because they knew that the culprit who killed Fu Xiajie so cruelly was going to appear. Under the gazes of the crowd, Chu Feng slowly walked out from the forest. However, the current him already changed his clothes. He put the world spirit greycloak on himself and he borrowed Aegis power as he emitted the might of a powerful person in the profound realm. It was no longer the petty young man Chu Feng. After a short period of time, he became the great character whose name spread throughout the Azure province, Mr. Greycloak. You are? After seeing Chu Feng, not to mention the disciples, even the three elders' expression changed greatly because all of them simultaneously thought of the mysterious grey-cloaked person who slaughtered the Shangguan from an earlier period of time, Mr. Greycloak. Senior, I wonder if you are Mr. Greycloak? One of the elders went up to Chu Feng and paid his respects. Boom without even speaking, Chu Feng raised his hand and palmed. When that palm was thrown out, it sent out the power of 300,000 catties. As the old person at the 5th level of the profound realm was caught off guard, he instantly became a pool of blood and exploded in front of the crowd. Boom another palm went out as Chu Feng palmed again. Similarly, another person became a pool of blood and died violently. Senior, we have no grievances nor hatred between us, so why do you attack? Ah! Another person loudly yelled, and before even finishing speaking, he exploded from Chu Feng's palm. From then on, Chu Feng threw out several more palms and every single palm created absolute power. There would always be a person who died from it. There was no one there who could stop him. They even had no way of dodging as they looked at themselves being split into multiple pieces, and they could not even keep a complete corpse. Run! After seeing the blood spattered all over their bodies, finally, someone reacted to it, spun around, and wanted to escape. But how could Chu Feng give them a chance to escape? He turned his hand in the air and grabbed. Strong suction power spread out, like a formless cage, as it bound the disciple who wanted to escape earlier. In an instant, he was pulled towards Chu Feng's palm. This time, he was not directly hit into a pool of blood. He was only forcibly being absorbed by Chu Feng's power that came out from his palm. The pain of his flesh being condensed bit by bit made him endlessly cry out in miserableness as he unceasingly wailed. You demon! I'll kill you! At that moment, from the three elders, only one still survived and the person who was forcibly being refined by Chu Feng was a disciple from his own school. That made him furious. Not only did he not escape, he even started an extremely strong attack. The strong profound power was like the tide as it surged out from his body and it condensed into a huge chariot in front of him. That chariot was as though it pressed down on void. It made rumbling noises and the ground trembled. Flames lit up in the air from friction. The strong might seemed like it could crush everything, and even the mountains could not stop the collision. However, such a strong martial skill, the full-powered strike of a person at the 5th level of the profound realm, was not even put into Chu Feng's eyes. With the wave of his arm, 6 spirit formations were condensed out and they surrounded from all directions and enveloped the chariot within them. The spirit formations quickly shrunk and the strong pressure finally pressed the profound power chariot, which had extremely strong might, into dust as it disappeared in the air. Heavens, is this guy even a person? This is the power of a grey-cloak world spiritist. As they faced that scene, almost everyone who was there were stupefied because they personally experienced the strength of Mr. Greycloak. But as everyone was staring blankly at that, a figure who was on the ground suddenly leaped out and escaped towards the road that they came from. Seeing that, Chu Feng's expression changed greatly as well because the person who was escaping was none other than the person who he wanted to kill the most, Gong Luyun. A group of trash wants to take my life. All of you should die. Chu Feng was enraged. He no longer killed them off one by one but with a thought, his entire body became lightning. As the lightning surged, it lit the dark forest into day. Under the shine of the white light, the boundless lightning finally became a huge lightning python. With a single gulp, it swallowed everyone who still survived. Even the old person who was at the 5th level of the profound realm was not let off. After completely burning everyone who was there all at once, Chu Feng used the Imperial Sky technique and chased after Gong Luyun with extreme speed. However, after chasing for several miles, Chu Feng's face suddenly changed and he tightly frowned. He discovered that Gong Luyun, who used all his power up to escape, stopped running and he stood where he was. At the same time, a person appeared next to Gong Luyun. Obviously, that person was a cultivator. However, Chu Feng could not detect what stage of cultivation he was at. So, he was clearly a powerful person. A powerful person who Gong Luyun believed could protect him, or else he would not have stopped escaping and waited there for Chu Feng. Whoosh asterisk. As for Chu Feng, he did not stop moving and he continued chasing. Finally, he arrived at the place where Gong Luyun stopped at. At that instant, the figure of an old man also appeared within Chu Feng's line of sight. That old man had hair as white as snow, and a gaze that was like a torch. He wore golden-colored armor, and on the chest area of that armor, there was even a domineering chelin engraved on it. The current him stood where he was with both of his hands behind his back. He was lightly smiling at Chu Feng, and the slightly squinting gaze was endlessly assessing Chu Feng. Behind him was Gong Luyun, who hid there with terror all over his face. Chapter 223, The Might of Secret Skills. I am head manager Lin Ran from the Qilin Prince's mansion. Although I don't know how Luyun and the others offended you, Mr. Greycloak, I do hope that you, a person of high status, can forgive the offenses by this person of low status and spare him once. The old man who named himself as Lin Ran kindly smiled at Chu Feng. As he spoke, he was not humble nor arrogant, and he already recognized that the person in front of him was Mr. Greycloak, who slaughtered the Shangguan family. When that old man appeared, Chu Feng couldn't help but tightly frown because even he had heard of the name of Lin Ran. He was one of the most powerful people in the Qilin Prince's mansion, being an expert at the peak of the profound realm, and he was one of the most famous great characters in the entire Azure province. Chu Feng did not know why such a character recognized Gong Luyun as his foster grandson and loved and protected him so much, but he knew if Lin Ran was truly going to protect Gong Luyun, this time, it would be difficult for him to even touch Gong Luyun anymore. However, when he saw the hated enemy who exterminated his family, Chu Feng's fury already won over his reasoning, so how could he think about it so much? He did not care about Lin Ran and he raised his palm. Strong profound power became an invisible huge wave as it slammed towards Lin Ran and Gong Luyun. The boundless profound power caused devastation in the air. The strong might shook the nearby trees as if a peak of a mountain was descending from the skies and forcing itself over. It seems like Mr. Greycloak is unwilling to give me, Lin Ran, face. But as he faced Chu Feng's palm, Lin Ran only disappointedly shook his head. Following that, a cold glare flashed into his gaze, and with a simple flick from his big sleeve, profound power that was several times stronger than Chu Feng's emanated out, and it easily dissolved Chu Feng's palm attack. After dissolving Chu Feng's strike, Lin Ran did not stop. He lightly pointed at Chu Feng, and the profound power in front of him quickly condensed. They formed into thousands and thousands of arrows that were like rain and explosively shot towards Chu Feng. It was not a martial skill. When one had complete control over their profound power, they could freely use profound power to condense it into actual substances. Originally, it was something that only those at the heaven realm could do, but some people could also do it if they were at the peak of the profound realm. 8th level of the profound realm. At that instant, Chu Feng was shocked. Although the 8th level of the profound realm wasn't truly the peak of the profound realm, with Chu Feng's current cultivation of the 1st level of the profound realm, he could really not fight against that person. However, he had no way out. So, with a thought, he condensed several gray-colored spirit formations in front of him to block Lin Ran's attacks. Asterisk boom 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 asterisk. But Chu Feng's indestructible spirit formation instantly collapsed under Lin Ran's casual attacks. It was as weak as tofu, and it could simply not even take a single strike. Chu Feng, quickly escape. The distance in strength is too big and you cannot defeat him. Eggious voice rang out in Chu Feng's brain. However, how could Chu Feng, who was filled with bloodlust, back away? With a flash under his feet, he was able to use the Imperial Sky technique however he wished to, and he dodged Lin Ran's attacks with light-like speed. Asterisk while asterisk closely following that, Chu Feng flicked his finger at Lin Ran. The roar of a fierce tiger also came along with it. The white tiger slaughtering technique. The secret skill had already been used by Chu Feng. Although it was only a faint, white-colored gas, the might it gave out was enough to shake the world at that place. This might, it's a secret skill? As he faced Chu Feng's white tiger slaughtering technique, Lin Ran's expression changed greatly, but he was not afraid. He was excited. When he faced the secret skill which was hard to find in the world, he was endlessly excited. Asterisk whoosh asterisk. Seeming to know the strength of the secret skill, or possibly feeling the power of the white tiger slaughtering technique, Lin Ran, who was at the 8th level of the profound realm, did not forcefully take Chu Feng's attack head-on. With his big hand, he grabbed Gong Luyun's shoulder and as his body floated, he disappeared and he dodged it. Asterisk rumble rumble asterisk. Almost at the same time that Lin Ran and Gong Luyun dodged, the white tiger slaughtering technique landed on the place where Lin Ran was previously. Although it seemed to be insignificant gas, when it collided with the ground, it instantly became a domineering stream of gas. It destroyed the land and made it into a mess as a finger-wide deep hole extended down. No one knew how many meters it continued for. Haha, what a great secret skill. Truly, it cannot be found after searching the entire world, but getting it did not require any work. Just at that time, Lin Ran and Gong Luyun appeared nearby. As he looked at the might caused by the white tiger slaughtering technique, Lin Ran insanely laughed. Asterisk whoosh 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 asterisk. Almost at the same time that the two of them appeared, Chu Feng's spirit power already locked onto their position. He flicked his fingers at the same time and 5 white-colored gases were madly shooting through the air. As it went over from multiple locations, he attacked again. Asterisk roar asterisk. If it was said that a single row of gas was like a single claw from a white tiger, the 5 gases would be like a white tiger's paw. As the sharp claws slammed out, not only were the 5 white-colored gases there, hiddenly, one could even see a huge paw of a fierce tiger appearing in the air as it flew towards the two people. That might was several times stronger than before. Even the ground started to violently tremble and countless cracks appeared. The nearby trees also started to violently sway and some even snapped into two as the fragments they flew away. Such strong might. Haha, I like it. That might already stupefied Gong Luyun from fear, but Lin Ran got even more and more insane. This time, he did not immediately dodge. He only waved his big sleeve and kept on swirling it. He wanted to try and block it. I'll let you experience my Qilin Prince's mansion's Qilin shield. As his big sleeve waved around, layers of profound power also appeared and it became a huge shield in front of him. That shield was circle-shaped and it had the diameter of 10 meters. It seemed to be made out of steel, but it was formed by profound power. Around the shield were sharp teeth, and in the middle of the shield was a head of a Qilin which had its teeth showing. After the shield appeared, it started to continue swirling and as it swirled, it caused some hurricanes. Not only was it an indestructible shield, it was also an invincible sharp weapon. It was a rank 6 defense martial skill. When it was in Lin Ran's hands, it displayed the might that it should have and it was currently forcing the claws of the white tiger back. At that moment, they were going to collide. In that instant, no matter if it was Chu Feng or Lin Ran, both of their gazes were tightly locked on the Qilin shield as well as the white tiger slaughtering technique. No matter if it was Chu Feng or Lin Ran, they wanted to experiment which one was stronger and which one was weaker between the secret skill and the martial skill. Asterisk boom asterisk. Finally, the two of them collided together. However, the result was both expected, yet also unexpected. In front of the white tiger slaughtering technique, The strong Qilin shield did not even remain there for half a second. Instantly, it shattered and the white tiger slaughtering technique was not damaged at all as it continued attacking Lin Ran and Gong Luyun. Asterisk whoosh asterisk at that instant, even Lin Ran's face could not remain calm. As he faced such a powerful white tiger slaughtering technique, he had no choice but to quickly dodge and he did not dare to continue holding it back. Asterisk rumble 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 asterisk this time, when the white tiger slaughtering technique collided with the ground, it formed a huge palm mark. It was not a simple palm mark. It was the palm of a tiger, the paw of a tiger. The huge paw mark had the diameter of 10 meters and it deeply imprinted itself on the ground. However, the deep paw mark was not all. 5 small yet deep holes continued extending and the end of them could not be seen. Chapter 224, Resisting the Air to Walk. The might of secret skills are indeed peerless in the world. Mr. Greycloak, I wonder if you can tell me where you found this secret skill? This time, Lin Ran appeared behind Chu Feng and he waved his big sleeve. Another Qilin shield was condensed out and with that terrifying might, it pressed towards Chu Feng from behind. It had to be said that Lin Ran's speed was too quick. The speed that he condensed a martial skill out surpassed his imagination, and even with Chu Feng's current spirit power, he couldn't even match his pace. Damn it! As he faced such a strong Qilin shield, Chu Feng could only fight against it with the white tiger slaughtering technique. However, when he wanted to link with the white tiger in his body and when he wanted to use the white tiger slaughtering technique again, he discovered that the white tiger in his awareness disappeared. What is happening? His strongest method, the white tiger slaughtering technique, was currently unable to be used. That made Chu Feng panic as he quickly dodged. However, just after Chu Feng dodged, the Qilin shield also abruptly changed directions and pressed towards Chu Feng again. This time, its speed was even quicker. Asterisk whoosh asterisk under that kind of situation, Chu Feng did not dare to have any bit of hesitation anymore. He used the Imperial Sky technique to the extreme and rushed deeper into the Valley of 100 Bends. Luyun, you wait here. Seeing that, after telling Gong Luyun that, Lin Ran chased after Chu Feng and he loudly said, Mr. Greycloak, where's the need to leave so quickly? Why not tell me about that secret skill? Damn it, what is happening? Why can't I use my secret skill? Chu Feng was quite anxious. The only thing that Lin Ran was fearful towards was his white tiger slaughtering technique. However, at that moment, he could not use it. That made Chu Feng lose the only thing that made him qualified to fight against Lin Ran. Idiot. Secret skills are extremely special and they have life. They aren't controllable by profound power. Although your cultivation has been raised to the profound realm after borrowing my power, in reality, you are still in the origin realm. So, it would not let you abuse its power. Right now, you can only use the secret skill to this degree and this is the limit. I'm afraid that for today, it will be impossible for you to use the secret skill again. Eggy solemnly reminded. So there's actually something like this. Damn it. After knowing the truth, Chu Feng was both angered and annoyed. His hated enemy was so close, but not only did he have no way of killing him, he was even forced to escape. That truly forced him to hold his grievances back. However, he could not do anything about it. Who told him to have insufficient strength? If he didn't rely on Eggius power and only used with his own cultivation, not to mention fighting Lin Ran, even Gong Luyun could force him to his current state. Chu Feng, this isn't going to work if this goes on. Let me control your body. Chu Feng used the Imperial Sky technique to the extreme, but the difference in speed between him and Lin Ran was currently being pulled closer. Lin Ran was too strong. In front of such cultivation, Chu Feng was truly too weak, and in that situation, Eggy wanted to jump in. No. I won't let you be injured again because of helping me. When Eggy used the power of Azura, her spirit almost got extinguished so Chu Feng immediately refused. You idiot, I won't work my life out as much as before. Quickly give me your body, or else you will die, and I won't live as well. Eggy refuted. No. From now on, it will be my turn to protect you. Even if I die, I will die in front of you. Chu Feng was incomparably stubborn, and after speaking, the light under his feet became even more bright and his speed increased even more. Mr. Greycloak, it's best if you tell me the origin of the secret skill before leaving. Seeing that, Lin Ran was not hurried at all. He changed his technique and dissolved the powerful Chelene shield. He then turned his hand over and grabbed. Extremely cold gas appeared and the cold air quickly spread everywhere. All the flowers and grasses that it passed were all frozen solid. Even the tall and big trees had a layer of frost on it and it lost its life. This aura, it's a rank 6 martial skill. Chu Feng turned his head to look and he couldn't help but be frightened. Behind him, vast cold air engulfed everything. It was like an invisible monster and with bone-piercing cold air, it was heading towards Chu Feng to swallow him whole. From the pressure, Chu Feng could feel that it was undoubtedly a rank 6 martial skill or else even Lin Ran could not create an attack with such might. At that instant, Chu Feng could only activate the golden-colored lightning in his blood and he raised his cultivation to the 2nd level of the profound realm from the 1st level of the profound realm. Then, he put all his power into the Imperial Sky technique to try to escape once again. But it was in vain as the area of the cold air was extremely big and its speed was extremely fast. As Lin Ran neared, the cold gas also quickly neared Chu Feng. In that situation, Chu Feng was quickly going to be engulfed by it. Give up. It is impossible for you to escape from my cold ice atmosphere. Lin Ran revealed his teeth and showed a face that displayed that he was going to get what he wanted to get. Damn it. Will I, Chu Feng, be defeated here? No. I will not be defeated. I still haven't taken revenge. I still haven't found my family. How can I possibly die here and be defeated by such a person? Wouldn't I shame my family? Chu Feng yelled in his heart and at the same time, the profound power in his body revolved and quickly went along special meridians. He was making a breakthrough. A type of breakthrough that he attempted many times, but never succeeded. It was the true obscurity of the Imperial Sky technique. Let me see where you're going to escape to. Lin Ran neared once again and the cold air followed him. From behind, it surrounded Chu Feng and it also sealed the path forward. Chu Feng was completely surrounded and he could go nowhere. Asterisk bang asterisk just at that time, Chu Feng suddenly tapped the ground with his legs. Like an arrow leaving the bow, his entire body shot up into the sky. HMPH. You think that you can escape like that? Unless you can fly, you will be engulfed by my cold air. As he saw Chu Feng leap into the sky, Lin Ran only sneered and without hurry, he controlled the cold air to form a huge net underneath. He waited for Chu Feng to fall back down so he could catch Chu Feng completely. Asterisk tar 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 asterisk. But then, the magical scene happened. When Chu Feng's legs were in the air, he kept on walking. After every step, his entire body would rise a bit more. After walking for a while, not only did he not fall back down, he even went higher and higher. The distance between him and the ground was already 100 meters. How was that even a simple leap into the sky? He walked on air. He resisted the air and walked. Lin Ran, I will take your life when we meet next time. Chu Feng turned his head around and left those words behind with an aged voice before walking on air and quickly heading towards the distant horizon. The current Lin Ran was already at a loss on the ground. He blankly stared at the night sky which contained bright stars as well as the body that was going further and further away. On his aged face was shock, and only after a good while did he slowly come to his senses as he said quietly, He really can fly. Chapter 225, Temple Hall in the Clouds. Within a certain forest in the Valley of 100 Bends, a layer of ice condensed on the trees and grasses. Cold air lingered around and it filled the area. Lin Ran was still standing in the middle of it while raising his head to look at the starry night. His chest rose up and down and his eyes were filled with astonishment. Only after a good while did he slowly calm down. He clearly isn't in the heaven realm yet he can resist the air and walk. Did he grasp the Imperial Sky Sage's unique skill? Lin Ran tightly frowned but he did not continue chasing. He only turned around and went back. It wasn't that he didn't want to chase, since after seeing all of Chu Feng's methods, he hated himself for not taking everything that Chu Feng had for himself, but sadly, he truly could not do anything about Chu Feng who could walk on air. Lin Ran returned to where Gong Luyun was. He discovered that the paw marks as well as the huge claw holes were still there. However, compared to before when he left, change happened. 6 small water pillars were currently spraying out from the claw holes. A single finger contained so much power. These tunnels link to the underground water streams. Lin Ran tightly frowned and shock filled his gaze. Grandfather, did that person really use a legendary secret skill? Seeing that, Gong Luyun went over to ask because he still remembered the terrifying might that Chu Feng displayed earlier. Although I haven't personally seen it, I have researched secret skills. No matter if you look at it in terms of the might, or the power, what Mr. Greycloak used was undoubtedly a secret skill. Also, not only did that person grasp a secret skill, he also grasped a very powerful bodily martial skill. Lin Ran's face was full of admiration when he remembered the scene in which Chu Feng walked on air. Originally, he thought that with his high cultivation, he could have completely suppressed Chu Feng, but it was in vain as the methods Chu Feng grasped were mysterious to the extreme. It truly made his heart itch and it was quite intolerable. He grasped other methods. What kind of methods? Gong Luyun expressed curiosity. No need to ask about that. After all, those are the methods of other people. If, in the future, I can get a secret skill, I will certainly pass it down to you. Luyun, although your talent is not bad, it isn't the best in the continent of the 9 provinces. When you do things, you must do them to a certain level. That Mr. Greycloak would not attack you for no cause or reason. He must have some sort of relationship with Chu Feng, so it's better if you be more careful in the future. Lin Ran reminded. That mysterious Mr. Greycloak is related to Chu Feng? He felt that it was quite strange when he thought that Mr. Greycloak who grasped so many special methods was related to Chu Feng. Gong Luyun had no way of accepting it. Although it's just a guess, it is extremely possible. Even I will find it hard to catch Mr. Greycloak if he snuck into this place, and even if I report back to the prince's mansion, I'm sure that they can't do anything about him. According to the rules, with my status, although I can protect all of you as you come in, I cannot stay for a long time. To avoid any more attacks on you, it's best for you to abandon this hunt. Lin Ran said. Grandfather, this, after hearing those words, Gong Luyun's face greatly changed. Know this or that. Is you little life important, or is this tiny bit of profound medicine important? Do you want to become the same as your dog-like friends and become a heap of broken flesh and pool of blood? Lin Ran sharply yelled, and then added, with me here, are you afraid that you won't have any cultivating resources? Don't worry. I have already applied towards the mansion's lord to let you join my Chilean prince's mansion. At that time, I can pass all my abilities down to you. Thank you, grandfather, for your benevolence and kindness. After hearing those words, Gong Luyun went from misery to happiness, and his happiness was quite unexpected. The Chilean prince's mansion was the true overlord of the Azure province. Go return, I'll hiddenly protect you. Lin Ran smiled and waved his hand. He was quite kind and his gaze was full of love. Of course Gong Luyun did not dare to refute. With a happy mood, he went back onto the road that he came from. He who had Lin Ran hiddenly protecting him did not have a single trace of worry. After Gong Luyun went far away, Lin Ran took out a letter from his chest pocket. After opening the letter, there were a few rows of graceful characters. Lord Lin Ran, do you remember a female who saved your life 20 years ago outside of the Black Tortoise City, and also lost her chastity to you? Although I am currently the wife of the Black Tortoise City's lord, Luyun is the child between you and me. He is not the son of Gong Changshan. He is your child. Originally I didn't want to mention this matter to you, because after all, to you, a female like me is not even worth mentioning. However, at the end, Luyun is your child. Gong Changshan is too stubborn and he had to send Luyun to the second-rate school, the Azure Dragon School, to cultivate, and he wasted Luyun's good talent for nothing. I hope that you, Lord, can see Luyun as your own flesh and blood to bring Luyun away from the Azure Dragon School and to give him a better future. After reading it, Lin Ran reluctantly folded the letter back. He did not put it in his cosmos sack, but back into his chest pocket and reminiscently said, I've searched for you for 20 years, but I never would have thought that you gave me such a surprise in addition to finding you. Don't worry, I won't let our son be someone who will not be known. As Lin Ran thought about his own lover, Chu Feng was still walking in the air. At that moment, he already arrived in the clouds and he was running within them. He was like a dragon, going up, going down, and endlessly turning over. Haha, this is the feeling of walking on the air. It's too refreshing. Chu Feng was incomparably joyful. Although it wasn't the first time that he flew into the air, when compared to sitting on the white-headed eagle, clearly, it was quite a bit better when he himself went towards the horizon as he wished. Millimeter? What's that? Suddenly, borrowing the light from the moon, Chu Feng discovered a mountain peak, and that mountain peak did not enter the clouds. Also, on the summit of the mountain peak, Chu Feng saw light. Vaguely, it seemed like a building, and after nearing, indeed, there was a temple hall. Someone lived there. Chu Feng couldn't avoid being shocked because he discovered that the mountain peak was abnormally steep. It simply rose up perfectly straight like a ladder to the heavens. That shape. That height. Without a certain cultivation, it would be very difficult to climb to that place, let alone the temple hall built on the summit of the mountain peak. After all, the Valley of 100 Bends was a forbidden land. Every year, it would only be opened for a bit over a dozen days. After that, no one was allowed to enter, so who would build a temple hall in that place? Chapter 226, Mysterious Expert. Strange. What kind of person would build a temple hall in this place? This is a forbidden land, so would there really be a person who lives here for long periods of times? Or perhaps it is just a temporary place for resting? But didn't the elders from various schools not permit anyone from going too deep into the Valley of 100 Bends? This is already quite deep, so normally, there shouldn't be anyone here. As he looked at the fine-built temple hall on the far mountain peak, Chu Feng endlessly guessed. Finally, to satisfy his curiosity in his heart, he concealed himself in the clouds and extended his spirit power to the extreme as he carefully went forward, and he wanted to investigate it to the end. But before even going near the mountain peak, Chu Feng's pupils large-eyed and shock emerged onto his face of curiosity in an instant. What a powerful hidden spirit formation. The power of this spirit formation is far above my grey-colored spirit formation. Chu Feng discovered a hidden spirit formation that was outside of the mountain peak. It was a spirit formation mechanism. After touching it, no harm would be done, but it would attract the attention of the person who laid it. That meant something. The master in this place was most likely a world spiritist, and the most important part was that from the feeling from the spirit formation, the owner of that spirit formation was far above him in terms of power. Which meant the world spiritist who laid that spirit formation was very possibly not a simple greycloak world spiritist but it's a blue-colored spirit formation. The master here is undoubtedly a blue-cloak world spiritist. Eggy spoke the answer for Chu Feng. Blue Cloak World Spiritist. Why is such a character here? Chu Feng was endlessly shocked. In the Azure province, the strongest world spiritists were Greycloak world spiritists, and there were only 2. So, why did a Blue Cloak world spiritist appear in that place? That was too shocking. How strong were Blue Cloak world spiritists? They were huge characters who were even rare within the World Spirit Guild. Chu Feng, quickly leave. You cannot offend the master here. Quick. Retreat. Eggy's voice became more tense. Chu Feng did not hesitate after hearing that. He turned around and quickly left. After listening to Eggy's explanation, only then did Chu Feng know why Eggy was so nervous. It was because the strength of a Blue Cloak world spiritist completely exceeded his expectations. A Blue Cloak world spiritist. Putting their spirit power aside first, the various spirit formation methods that they grasped completely surpassed Greycloak world spiritists. In terms of martial cultivation, there were strict requirements as well. According to what Eggy said, the power of blue-colored spirit formation required one to be at least in the heaven realm in order to gain it. Which also meant that not only did a Blue Cloak world spiritist live in that temple hall, he was also simultaneously a heaven realm expert. The heaven realm. That was the highest realm in the continent of the 9 provinces. Why did a character such as him appear in the Azure province's Valley of 100 Bends? Chu Feng could not understand. But he did know something. There was an expert in the Valley of 100 Bends, and that expert was not someone Chu Feng could offend because he truly could not bear the consequences. Even if he was invincible in front of people under the heaven realm, as he was able to escape with the superb martial skill, the Imperial Sky Technique, in front of heaven realm experts, he did not even have the chance to escape. After distancing himself from the mountain peak, Chu Feng did not use the Imperial Sky Technique anymore. After all, there were limited clouds in the sky and he could not always rely on the clouds to conceal himself. If he was discovered by someone, a huge uproar would be unavoidable. Besides, there were countless spiritual medicines and origin medicines, and there were even profound medicines. Although Chu Feng could not finish Gong Luyun off, since he came, he couldn't leave empty-handedly, right? There was a deadline for the heroic hunt. 18 days. The 18 days did not start when they entered deeper into the Valley of 100 Bends. It started on the day that the Valley of 100 Bends was opened, so to be more precise, they only had 15 days. Chu Feng was going to openly slaughter in the 15 days. He also wanted to experience how ample the resources in the Valley of 100 Bends were. Also, normally, there were many monstrous beasts within the Valley of 100 Bends. So, Chu Feng did not mind exchanging some blows with the legendary monstrous beasts. Asterisk swoosh 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 asterisk. In a deep valley within the Valley of 100 Bends, there was an area that was covered by trees. However, the branches and leaves were quite lush and there were even vines everywhere. They covered the sky and covered the sun, and it was extremely hard to walk. However, a person was not affected at all in such an area. Like an agile monkey, he used the tree branches and tree vines to jump here and there in the air. His speed was extremely quick and sometimes, one could only see his silhouette but not his appearance. Naturally, that person was Chu Feng. 10 days had passed from the beginning of the heroic hunt, and with the methods of a Greycloak world spiritist, Chu Feng was like a fish in water when he was in the Valley of 100 Bends and his harvests were great. In these days, if he was thirsty, he would drink spring water. If he was hungry, he would roast some meat and eat it. He did not care about spiritual medicines, and only origin medicines would stop him. Within 10 days, he even stamped over and killed dozens of profound medicines which were like treasures. Although they were only low-quality profound medicine and medium-quality profound medicine, normal people could still not pick them. After all, those profound medicines already had spiritual nature and the difficulty in catching them was extremely high. Only Chu Feng, a Greycloak world spiritist, could catch them so easily. As long as he found them, he would get them. There would be no fish that could escape his net. One high-quality profound medicine, one monstrous beast at the 9th level of the origin realm, and one human at the 1st level of the profound realm. It seems like someone attacked first. As Chu Feng dashed through the forest, he muttered in a low voice. He was currently chasing after a high-quality profound medicine. However, with his sharp spirit power, Chu Feng could feel that there wasn't only a high-quality profound medicine. There was also a monstrous beast as well as a human. Asterisk tar asterisk. After going past several trees, finally, Chu Feng landed on a thick and big dry tree. Chu Feng could see everything as he looked down from above. Dozens of meters away from him, a frightening big battle was happening. Countless thick trees were cut into half and blood covered the entire area. Nothing seemed the same before the battle and it seemed like an area of a disaster. The young male was powerful person at the 1st level of the profound realm. As for the huge bear monstrous beast and the tree-vined monster, they were only at the 9th level of the origin realm. However, as they worked together, the young male got forced more and more back and he was going to fall at any moment. That's the original body of a high-quality profound medicine. Quite strong. It's cooperating with the monstrous beast to attack humans together, and the combined battle power of the two is comparable to the 1st level of the profound realm. No wonder that pockmarked male is unable to beat them. Fragments were like a rainstorm as they flew all around Chu Feng. However, they were unable to harm him in the slightest. He was observing everything and waiting for the pockmarked male to request for assistance because he had to take that high-quality profound medicine. Since that high-quality profound medicine was first discovered by the pockmarked male and unless the male took the initiative to give it up, if Chu Feng helped him take care of the monstrous beast and the profound medicine, the pockmarked male might not be willing to give the profound medicine over to Chu Feng and obviously, some disputes would happen. After experiencing all sorts of events, Chu Feng started to restrain his temper. He did not want to easily create enemies. What he needed were friends. Chapter 227, Dangerous Land. Senior, please help me out. Indeed, after the pockmarked male discovered Chu Feng, he quickly asked for assistance. In order to increase his efficiency, Chu Feng kept on borrowing Aegis power after entering the Valley of 100 Bends. However, to avoid any unnecessary troubles, he still disguised himself. He wore a cloth-long robe and wore a conical hat that was made out of grass to conceal his own appearance. A disguise like that was not rare in the Valley of 100 Bends, but because the pockmarked male could not see Chu Feng's appearance nor could he determine Chu Feng's age, yet he wanted Chu Feng to help him, he called Chu Feng a senior. What about the high-quality profound medicine after I help you? Chu Feng changed his voice into a young adult's and directly spoke his goal. As long as you help me solve the danger in front of right now, the high-quality profound medicine and the monstrous beast are yours. The pockmarked male howled. Great. Only after that did Chu Feng leap into the air, and like a sharp sword, he stabbed himself into the battle circle of the three. Ignorant humans, all of you will die. At the same time that Chu Feng landed on the ground, the huge bear monstrous beast pounced towards Chu Feng. Indeed, the monstrous beast had spiritual nature and he could speak the human language. However, its voice was still full of a wild beast's aura. It was also as if he had boundless strength. When his claw came down, it brought the power of 300,000 catties along with it. Mph. However, Chu Feng only coldly snorted at the monstrous beast's sudden attack. Not only did he not dodge or avoid it, he even formed a fist with one hand and threw it towards the huge claw of the monstrous beast. That scene completely terrified the pockmarked male. After all, Chu Feng's aura showed that he was only at the first level of the profound realm, being the same as him. In terms of body figure, he was even skinnier than himself. So, Chu Feng's current actions was like a mantis trying to block a chariot, and he was only searching for his own road of death. However, in the next instant, he was stupefied. Boom. When Chu Feng's fist and the huge paw of the monstrous beast collided, instantly, a huge boom sounded out. Although Chu Feng's fist wasn't big, the energy it contained was huge. A ripple of energy exploded out and the monstrous beast instantly wailed out, then quickly retreated. Its rough skin and thick flesh, which were like iron, were split open everywhere with blood flowing out, and it revealed the eerie white bones. Heavens, is this still the fist of a human? At that very instant, the pockmarked male was already dumbstruck and he stared blankly at Chu Feng's fist with disbelief all over his face. He did exchange some blows with the huge bear monstrous beast before, so he deeply knew the strength of the huge bear monstrous beast's physical body. However, with his own body, Chu Feng destroyed the paw of the monstrous beast, so he found it quite hard to accept that. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As the pockmarked male was distracted, the high-quality profound medicine already leaped into the air. The vines all over it became sharp blade that filled the sky. With lightning-fast speed, they shot towards the pockmarked male. Crap! When the pockmarked male reacted to that, it was too late. The vines that filled the sky would stab into his body in the next instant. He could not avoid even if he wanted to, and he couldn't escape from it even he wanted to. He lost his chance. Swoosh. But just as the pockmarked male felt that he was going to undoubtedly die, like a ghost, Chu Feng appeared in front of him. Chu Feng was holding a huge golden-colored blade in both of his hands. As his arms waved in the air, the golden blade instantly became several glares of golden light. The half-moon golden light kept on appearing in front of his eyes, and when the golden light disappeared, the scary vines were cut into half. The most astonishing thing was that the head of the profound medicine was also chopped off by Chu Feng at an unknown time. *AOO*. The profound medicine which was beheaded instantly miserably wailed. Its body was like it was shedding skin as it layers by layers fell. At the end, only a human-shaped plant that was the size of a palm appeared. That plant was a high-quality profound medicine, the human-shaped grass. *****. Just at that time, frantic stepping sounds resounded out, and the heavily injured huge bear monstrous beast escaped with its tail between its legs. Although it seemed quite heavy, its speed was not slow. Almost with a blink, it disappeared from Chu Feng's and the other person's line of sight. At that instant, the pockmarked male even thought that the huge bear monstrous beast successfully escaped. As he prepared to shake his head and sigh, he saw Chu Feng throw his golden blade out. At first, the pockmarked male did not understand why Chu Feng would do that, but when he heard the painful cry that came from the monstrous beast deep in the forest, he finally knew how strong Chu Feng really was. Chu Feng picked up the human-shaped grass and threw it into his cosmos sack. Normally, he would not even store it and he would have just refined it directly, but since he was in front of someone else, he needed to hold himself back. Brother, you have quite good skill even though we are both at the first level of the profound realm. I, Wu Yuanhua, truly admire you to the point that I would kowtow myself. Just at that time, the pockmarked male walked over with a face full of deep respect and he couldn't help but cup his hands towards Chu Feng in admiration. Ho, Chu Feng already expected the male's actions so he didn't pay much attention to it. He only lightly smiled and prepared to continue on. Brother, I wonder what your great name is. However, the pockmarked male went in front of Chu Feng to stop him and with a solemn face, he asked. I am Azura. Chu Feng randomly said a name. Azura, what a strange name. The pockmarked male seemed to contemplate and felt that the name was very special. Chu Feng ignored the pockmarked male's reactions and went past him to continue forward. However, before even walking for a few steps, the pockmarked male caught up. He spread open his arms and stopped Chu Feng once again. As he faced the pockmarked male's persistency, Chu Feng tightly frowned and said a bit displeasedly, Yes? I just want to invite Brother Azura to go along with me. The pockmarked male chuckled and said. His attitude was very sincere. Sorry, I'm busy. Chu Feng coldly snorted. He did not want that trash as a burden. Ah, Brother Azura, we know a place that contains a large number of high-quality profound medicine. Seeing that, the pockmarked male quickly explained. Is that true? After hearing that there was a large number of high-quality profound medicines, Chu Feng couldn't help but be interested. Not half a word of lie. But Brother Azura, before going, I must let you know that the resources in the Valley of 100 Bends exist together with danger. The place that has a large number of profound medicine also has a group of tyrannical monstrous beasts as guards. The disciples from the Lingyun School has already attacked many times, but they left in defeat and they had heavy losses. However, I heard that the number 1 disciple in the Lingyun School, Dugu Aoyun, has already headed towards that place. All the powerful people in the Lingyun School all gathered at that place, and the Lingyun School also requested for help towards the other powers. They invited disciples from various other schools to work together to attack that monstrous beast castle. And I want to invite you, Brother Azura, to go together and share the profits. What do you think about it? The pockmarked male seriously said, and within his gaze, there was even a bit of pleading. After hearing those words, Chu Feng's heart was already moved. If the disciples of the Lingyun School could not get any results after attacking it many times, it meant that the place was dangerous. But that also meant that there were huger resources. So, Chu Feng did not hesitate and he firmly said, Lead the way. Chapter 228, Dugu Aoyun. The Valley of 100 Bends was a magical land. Mountains, creeks, rivers, valleys, plains, everything that should be there was there. The beautiful scenery was like a saint's realm. That area could simply be said to be a separate world. There were spiritual medicines, origin medicines, profound medicines, wild beasts, fierce beasts, and monstrous beasts. Being at the top of the food chain, monstrous beasts were the kings in that area. They ruled that place, and even monstrous beasts needed to cultivation. So, they also needed origin medicines and profound medicines. In order for origin medicines and profound medicines to display the effects that they should have, after the monstrous beasts found the medicines, they would not immediately hunt them. They would force it to a special place, seal them, and wait for them to grow before using them. However, every year, there would be a period of time where humans intruded that land. The intrusion of the humans destroyed everything there. They broke the rules there, so to monstrous beasts, Humans were the invaders and they were the guardians. At that moment, in a certain location in the Valley of 100 Bends, there was a fortress just like that. Profound medicine filled the fortress, and those outside could feel the strong profound power as well as the fragrance of the medicines. It was undoubtedly a huge treasure trove. However, the treasures were not able to be taken so easily because several hundred monstrous beasts were densely gathered outside. Every single one of them was in the profound realm and their cultivations were high. There were some at the first level of the profound realm as well as some at the 6th level of the profound realm. One human-shaped monstrous beast which was 3 meters tall even had the cultivation of the 7th level of the profound realm. The muscles all over its body were like armor. It had a big sharp hammer in his hand and it was currently sitting on a chair made out of human bones as it yawned. Around that monstrous beast were monstrous beasts who were still in their monstrous beast shape and they were quite lively, as if celebrating, as they defeated the humans again and again. Damn it. I really want to immediately go slaughter that group of beasts. Wait. Senior Dugu and Senior Fenghao will quickly come. After they come, we can exterminate these monstrous beasts that ought to die all at once. We will avenge the seniors and juniors who died. Several thousand meters away from the fortress, within a lush forest, several hundred disciples were gathered there. Most of them were disciples from the Lingyun school, but there were also many disciples from other schools and they were preparing for the final attack on the fortress. Look, Senior Fenghao has arrived. Suddenly, a group of people appeared. They were from the Lingyun school, and the one who led was a white-faced, prideful male. After that male appeared, instantly, a huge disturbance was aroused. Not to mention the disciples from the Lingyun school, even the disciples from other schools concentrated their gazes on that male's body. Some female disciples even revealed expressions of adoration. That male was called Fenghao and he was the number 2 disciple in the Lingyun school. Although he was only second, his talent and cultivation was far from being comparable by disciples from other schools. He was an expert in the 6th level of the profound realm, and it could be said that he was one of the best within the young generation in the Azure province. Young lady, I wonder if we can join you guys to work together to defeat those group of monstrous beasts. At that instant, Chu Feng and the pockmarked male already arrived. However, it wasn't simple to be able to join the group of people who were going to fight against the monstrous beasts. In fact, currently, the strength of Chu Feng and the pockmarked male was being assessed by the female disciple from the Lingyun school. She was seeing if they had the qualifications to share the profound medicine in the fortress. But it was useless as after Fenghao appeared, the gaze of that female disciple from the Lingyun school was attracted towards Fenghao and she did not pay attention to Chu Feng and the pockmarked male anymore. However, that could not be blamed on that female disciple because when compared to Fenghao's girl-like face, the pockmarked male's face was too ugly. No females would be willing to look at him. Look over there, Senior Dugu has come. Dugu Aoyun. The number 1 disciple from the Lingyun school, Dugu Aoyun. Just at that time, another person yelled in surprise, and the words Dugu Aoyun caused everyone's gaze on scene to be shifted from Fenghao to the other side. On that side, another group of disciples from the Lingyun school appeared. The quality of those disciples were much stronger than Fenghao's group. Especially the one who led. With a pair of dense eyebrows which were like sharp swords and a resolute face like a blade, that male was a lot more handsome and martial-like. When compared to Fenghao's female-like prettiness, that male was filled with manly charm. He was the number 1 disciple in the Lingyun school, Dugu Aoyun, and he was an expert at the 8th level of the profound realm. Not only was he the number 1 disciple in the Lingyun school, he was even named as the number 1 person in the Azure province's young generation. Closely following Dugu Aoyun was his young brother, Dugu Xiongyu. Dugu Xiongyu's cultivation was not weak as well as he had the cultivation of the 5th level of the profound realm. He had quite the handsome appearance as well, but as his elder brother was under a halo, obviously, he was not that eye-grabbing. Where, the number 1 disciple from my Lingyun school is too charming. That's a real man. The female disciple from the Lingyun school who had incomparable adoration towards Fenghao earlier only had Dugu Aoyun's figure within her eyes. Oh, lady. I want to join you guys to fight together against the monstrous beasts. Look at us. Can we? Just at that time, The pockmarked male untactfully patted the female disciple's shoulder. Shoo! Don't pass. Both of you don't pass. Leave right now. The pockmarked male who disturbed the female's heart of appreciation got a burst of angry cursing from her. Junior, what's wrong? Her yell naturally attracted the attention of the Lingyun School disciples. In an instant, the large group of Lingyun School disciples aggressively surrounded and concentrated their fierce gazes onto the bodies of the pockmarked male as well as Chu Feng. As he faced that scene, the pockmarked male was terrified. He could not even speak because he did not even know how to explain. They wanted to join us to fight against the monstrous beasts, but because their strength was too low, I wanted them to leave. However, they kept on nagging me. The female disciple said with grievance. What? Something like that happened? After hearing those words, the normally domineering Lingyun School disciples were instantly enraged and their gazes could eat Chu Feng and the pockmarked male. Whatever, fighting against the monstrous beasts is more important right now. Let them go. One disciple went out to advise. HMPH. You two are lucky. Shoo. Seeing that, the disciple from the Lingyun School started drive them away. As he faced that situation, both of Chu Feng's fists tightly clenched and the flames of fury burned in his heart, but he endured because he felt a pair of sharp eyes staring at him, and the owner of those eyes was extremely strong. So, Chu Feng could only gloomily leave along with the pockmarked male as they were mocked by the crowd. Brother, what are you looking at? Dugu Xiongyu curiously asked. Nothing. Dugu Aoyun faintly smiled and retracted the gaze that was aimed towards Chu Feng. Chapter 229, Plundering Everything. A short while after Dugu Aoyun appeared, he organized the disciples and started to attack the monstrous beast's fortress. This time, the monstrous beasts who were quite lively before clearly felt the pressure. As they faced the human army led by Dugu Aoyun, they already lost their absolute superiority. Even the monstrous beast commander who held the huge hammer was held down by Dugu Aoyun. Although monstrous beasts had a natural advantage from their physical bodies and they were usually stronger than humans in the same realm in terms of battle power, when they faced a peak genius like Dugu Aoyun, their advantage already disappeared. In front of absolute aptitude, the advantage was taken away by the humans. The monstrous beast commander who became half-human tightly frowned and endlessly roared. He was being continuously forced back by the number one disciple in the Lingyun School, Dugu Aoyun, and he completely lost his precious grandeur of a king. Ah, damn it. That damn woman. Within a distant forest, the pockmarked male sat on a big tree as he looked at the direction of the fortress while smoke kept on rolling up and he unceasingly muttered. Brother Azura, with your strength, if you could have entered, you would have certainly gotten your share. After sighing, he cast his gaze next to him, but he discovered that it was completely empty and Chu Feng's traces were gone. Brother Azura? Brother Azura? That made the pockmarked male panic. Clearly, the person who was just there randomly disappeared. As he panicked, he started to look everywhere for Chu Feng's traces. However, no matter what, he never would have thought that the current Chu Feng already rose into the air. With the Imperial Sky technique, Chu Feng looked down from above and the fortress was clearly observed by him. Although the defense around the fortress was very good, in order for the profound medicines be bathed in sunlight for better growth, it was not completely sealed. Using the smoke that rose from the great battle, Chu Feng could conceal himself as he descended from above. As the battle outside was a mess, he stepped into the fortress first and he wanted to grab all the profound medicines that were there. Wow! This time, I will earn big. After entering the fortress, Chu Feng's excited heart was almost going to jump out. Within the dense grasses, there were dense lights flickering non-stop. Low-quality profound medicine, medium-quality profound medicine, high-quality profound medicine. In total, there were several thousand. There were even around 100 of the priceless high-quality profound medicine. That amount was too shocking. No wonder the monstrous beasts outside would guard this place to their deaths. It was truly a treasure trove. It must have been the result of many years of accumulation. *GGG**. The instant that Chu Feng stepped onto that place, the several thousand profound medicines suddenly changed. From little grasses that were buried in the flowers and grasses, they turned into terrifying monsters. They bared their teeth, and with open mouths and extended claws, they started their attack on Chu Feng. "Here, my lovely profound medicines. All of you are truly giving me a hug." Chu Feng chuckled, extended his hand, and grabbed. Profound power formed into a huge palm and it slammed down. Even the ground trembled once, and that palm pressed several profound medicines to death. He waved his arm and his profound power swept across. With that, dozens of profound medicine were swept to death by Chu Feng and turned back into cute little grasses that didn't have spiritual nature. But even as he killed them so devastatingly, Chu Feng still felt that it was too slow. So, he just used his spirit formation power to surround the large area that contained the grasses, then sealed the spirit formation and crushed them alive. Only when they returned to their original forms did he stop the shrinking. *GGG********. As Chu Feng swept across with his power, the preciously fierce profound medicines started to escape everywhere and they powerfully hit the fortress's walls. That was quite amusing because the profound medicines were asking for help. However, it was already a mess outside, so how could anyone notice what was happening inside the fortress? Thus, the profound medicines were helpless. They could only allow Chu Feng to finish them off with a sweep, and be killed bit by him. At the end, they became profound medicines without spiritual nature and they were all picked up by Chu Feng. Ha, refreshing. This is indeed refreshing. As Chu Feng madly laughed, he walked towards the remaining 100 or so profound medicines hiding in the corner. The profound medicines that usually had an abnormally fierce appearance were like frightened sheeps and they were trembling. Their gazes flickered and obviously, they felt boundless fear. *boom***. Suddenly, an explosion resounded out. Rock fragments filled their air and the fortress was opened by someone. Crap! Chu Feng suddenly turned his head and he discovered that a group of people rushed in. It was the disciples from the Lingyun School, and the leader was number 2 of the Lingyun School, Feng Hao, the powerful person at the 6th level of the profound realm. "Who are you?" As Feng Hao intruded into that place with a full heart of happiness, he discovered that the treasure trove was completely empty. After seeing the nearby standing person and a group of trembling profound medicines, his face instantly changed greatly. Feng Hao immediately reacted and he knew what happened inside. That damn person went in first and completely plundered everything in the huge treasure trove. Chu Feng did not care about Feng Hao. He only waved his big sleeve and condensed a spirit formation out. He wanted to take the last few profound medicines in the corner for himself as well. "You're looking to die." Seeing that not only did Chu Feng not stop and he was even continuing to plunder, it enraged Feng Hao. He leaped and arrived in front of Chu Feng, then a fist was thrown towards Chu Feng's back. That fist was not a small thing. Although he did not use profound power, a rank 6 martial skill was condensed within his fist. Its power was extremely frightening, and Feng Hao wanted to use that punch to determine victory or death instantly, and also to kill Chu Feng. At the same time, the crowd behind Feng Hao attacked simultaneously as well. Every single person used extremely strong martial skills and they did not restrain themselves. Shoo! In critical times like that, Chu Feng did not restrain himself as well. He flicked his fingers towards them and 5 white-colored gases explosively shot out. *roar***, an angry roar shook the skies and the ground. Who could even hold the white tiger back once it came out? In front of the white tiger slaughtering technique, even Feng Hao's face changed greatly. He originally wanted to escape, but he lost the chance. With a bang, the condensed huge paw by the white tiger already slammed down. At the same time, not a single disciple behind him survived. *boom***. When the paw came down, instantly, a huge hole appeared. After the dust dispersed, other than Feng Hao, the other people who were there become pools of blood. Even Feng Hao was half disabled. The most important thing was that white-colored gas already pierced through his chest and he was heavily injured. At that instant, blood was everywhere on his body. His aura was extremely weak and he was on the border of life and death. *whoosh*. After defeating Feng Hao and the others with one strike, he waved his sleeve once again. The profound medicines that were already bound down were called over and stuffed into his cosmos sack. He stepped up and he prepared to return where he came from to slip away after being extremely lucky. Boom. But just at that time, boundless pressure descended from the skies and sealed Chu Feng's path. He raised his head to look, and even Chu Feng couldn't help but change his expression greatly. A huge hand in the sky came down, and with devastating power, it slammed towards him. Chapter 230. I am called Azura. That palm was extremely big and it could be said to cover the skies and the sun. It was condensed by golden-colored radiance, yet it showed real palm patterns. It was not extended by an arm, and only a palm appeared in the sky. But it had to be said that the power the golden-colored huge palm contained was indeed extremely frightening. As for how strong, it was even more terrifying that Lin Rant's cold ice atmosphere. Look, it's Senior Dugu's unique skill. Rank 6 martial skill, heaven descending divine palm. At that instant, someone yelled in surprise and it allowed Chu Feng to know the origin of the palm, as well as the user. He also finally knew why the golden-colored palm came towards him with such huge pressure. But under situations like that, Chu Feng never thought too much about it. With a thought, he linked with the white tiger. Following that, he opened his 5 fingers and explosively palmed towards the sky. Roar. When the palm was thrown out, instantly, the white-colored gas surged out from his palm. After that, the white-colored gas became a white-colored tiger's paw in the air. It was a real tiger's paw. Although it was only condensed by white-colored gas, one could still see the faint black-colored stripes. It was vivid and lifelike, and there was even fur. The most important thing was that the state of the tiger's paw was completely different than what Chu Feng displayed earlier. Before, the tiger's paw was only in an illusionary state, but this tiger's paw was more near an actual substance. As for why such change happened, that was because Chu Feng just recently gained new power. He improved once again in terms of appearance for the white tiger slaughtering technique. When the white tiger came out, who could even fight against it? The might of the white tiger slaughtering technique completely surpassed the heaven-descending divine palm, and when the two intersected, it made everyone know what was a true peerless and invincible attack in the world. Rumble. As the two collided, even the sky trembled and black-colored cracks extended in the air as though the sky was going to fall. However, after the huge boom, the white-colored tiger's paw rushed into the air and straight through the clouds. Even a hole of a tiger's paw was formed in the clouds in the sky, and only the heavens would know how far the paw went for. Looking back at the golden-colored huge palm, it already became golden-colored ripples. It spread in the air, and in front of the white tiger slaughtering technique, the so-called heaven-descending divine palm could not even take a single strike. What martial skill is that? It has such power. As they looked at the clouds and saw the tiger's paw mark left there, everyone who witnessed that scene were dumbfounded and their eyes were full of shock. Even Dugu Aoyun tightly frowned and his gaze glittered with seriousness. As he looked at Chu Feng who wore a conical hat, he did not dare to have a single strand of carelessness anymore. He solemnly asked, "Brother, I wonder what your great name is?" "Azura." Chu Feng's voice was extremely loud and clear. After dissolving the scary attack, Chu Feng could finally observe the situation at that moment. Only then did he discover that the monstrous beasts were all finished off. All of the disciples surged into the fortress, and the one who led them was exactly Dugu Aoyun. The current him was already surrounded, but it wasn't that he had no more escaping roads to walk on. Since he was already discovered, Chu Feng did not hurry to escape. He took his time to leave his great name. Of course, it wasn't his true name. Azura? What a good Azura. We painfully and bitterly fought outside, yet you snuck in here and plundered all the profound medicines. Not only that, you even killed people from my Lingyun school. Your actions are a bit too dishonest, are they not? If you're still a man, reveal your true appearance. Let us see what kind of person would do such improper things. Dugu Aoyun loudly interrogated. Obviously, he guessed that Azura wasn't Chu Feng's real name. Senior Dugu is right. We've fought for our lives outside, yet you stole away everything here. Hand the profound medicines out and we'll leave you with a complete corpse. At that instant, the other disciples also put out demands towards Chu Feng. After all, They just had a great battle against monstrous beasts and some were injured while some died. However, if all of that was for nothing, no matter who it was, they would not be willing to accept that. Truly a joke. The profound medicines here belong to those who are able to get it. I never told you to fight for your lives outside, and even without any of you, I can still loot everything here. Leave me with a complete corpse. Within all of you, who can kill me? Chu Feng sneered and revealed his gaze of killing intent towards his surroundings. Even though that it didn't seem important, almost everyone who was on scene, other than Dugu Aoyun, couldn't help but back away one step and they broke out in a cold sweat from fear. From Chu Feng's gaze, they felt icy cold killing intent. Especially after they saw Chu Feng's terrifying palm, no one knew the depth of Chu Feng's abilities. However, they could be sure that Chu Feng was indeed a dangerous person. Dugu Aoyun, you dare? Do you want to come over and give it a go? Chu Feng threatened. You think I don't dare? Dugu Aoyun coldly said. Haha, if you dare, come up and try. Chu Feng loudly laughed and leaped up into the sky. When he was in midair, he stopped and did not move. He was stepping on air as he hung up in the sky. Heavens! He is standing on air. How is that possible? He is a person in the heaven realm? At that instant, as they looked at Chu Feng who stood on air with both of his hands behind his back, no one could remain calm anymore. Even though Chu Feng's aura only belonged to the first level of the profound realm, only heaven realm experts had the special ability to step on the air and walk. Heaven realm. That was a character that did not even exist in the entire Azure province. Was the person in front of them truly a heaven realm expert? Didn't that mean that they angered a super huge character that they should not have angered? Where have you come from? Dugu Aoyun loudly questioned, and even he was shocked by Chu Feng's methods. Remember, I am Azura. This name will resonate in the entire 9 provinces and no one will not know this name. After speaking those words, Chu Feng laughed, stepped in the air, and gradually went away. He left the dumbfounded crowds behind who had shocked minds that could not be calmed down for a long time.